Welcome everyone on this beautiful sunny morning. Find your seat with some support through your abdominals. And close your eyes if you wish and take a few slow breaths. Centering breaths as though you want to anchor yourself into this sacred space, into this little area you've marked out for your yoga practice. Maybe you've lit a little candle or you have a flower there somewhere. At the moment, I have to show you my little Daphne that's perfuming the space. I know, Helen, you've showed us some flowers from your garden, and spring is just all around us. It's bursting out. So take a few moments with quiet breath and extend gratitude for the good things, for your circumstances of being healthy. Just let your heart open with a feeling of self-care, of peace, quiet calm. Your shoulders are relaxing, your eye muscles are soft, your neck is soft. Slower breaths. And then we'll bring our palms together in front of the chest, ready for our invocation. So let some sound come out of your body. Let the vibrations ring in your body as we go through the invocation. Breathing in. Om. May we be protected together. May we be nourished together. May we create strength and abundance. May we work together with great vigor. May we grow in clarity, wisdom, and peace. And one more time. Om. May we be protected together. May we be nourished together. May we create strength and abundance. May we work together with great vigor. May we grow in clarity, wisdom, and peace. And then let your hands come down towards the thighs. And take some easy rotations. So maintaining the length in your spine and make it quite slow. And we'll inhale and rotate and exhale, come back to the center and soften. Inhale and rotate and lengthen and lift up through the crown. Back to the center and soft. Again, inhale, draw up very tall as though you're lifting and straightening. Back to the center, soft. And rotate. Feel your chest, lengthen the neck. And back to the center. One more to each side. Inhale, draw up taller, looking up, lift your eyes. And then soft, let your eyes drop down, chin slightly lower. And to the second, draw up very tall, rotating neck, lifting eyes. And then back to the center and just pause. Let your body adjust. And now we're going to do some wrist flossing. So interlock your fingers and we'll roll our wrists around. We're working on joints with this action. So you might be keeping your wrists very low if that suits your shoulders, or making a bigger movement, get more shoulder involvement. So always with your own comfort in mind, not pushing your body into pain. If you like, much bigger movements, so big shoulder lifts, and feel how your shoulder blade moves across your back. But if big movements are not in your repertoire today, keep it small. And then let your hands rest again on your thighs. Notice the changes, the energy starting to move. And we'll use light massage and gravity to draw lymph back towards the heart. So if you're happy to take your hand up, then grasp around your wrist and massage down through the armpit and in towards the heart. And if you're not happy to take your arm up, so just out in front, slightly higher than your shoulder, so we can use gravity to assist the return of the lymph. And we can use our muscles as well. So inhale and straight and strong, and then exhale, tight fist, and then let it go, relax, and massage the lymph fluid down through the armpit and towards the heart. We'll do that a few times. So inhale, arms straight and strong, fingers long or higher, and then clench in a fist, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze all your arm muscles, and then soft and light massage. The lymph vessels are very close to the surface. One more, stroking down to encourage the flow of the lymph fluid, which carries all sorts of cell debris, bits of, leftover half dead cells, and they have to be returned to the circulation in around the subclavian vein. Let's do the other side, either very high or lower, straight and strong, and then exhale, tight, squeeze hard all the arm muscles. Then relax and massage through the armpit and across towards the heart. Inhale, straight. Exhale, clench hard. So making sure you activate your forearm, your bicep, all around the shoulder. Then soft massage. Just a light touch coming down through the armpit into the heart. One more. Inhale. Exhale, clench really hard. And then relax. And draw the fluid towards your heart. And then just let your hands rest again. And the body sort of re-equilibrates. Sometimes we need to help the return of lymph back into the circulation because, as we get older, these things are less efficient. A lot of things change as we get into our 70s. Let me tell you another one that has occurred to me in this cold winter. As our skin ages, we produce less sebum. And sebum is that sort of oily exudate that has an acidic protective mechanism. So the sebum that we produce when we're younger has an antibacterial property, and it keeps the skin nice and juicy. And perhaps you've noticed if you've been sitting indoors in the heating through winter, your skin seems to be extra dry. And as we get older, the production of this oily substance decreases. So it's really helpful to add a nice, mild, neutral sort of oil massage into your self-care to keep the skin's protective layer in good order. And stop that sort of wrinkly, dried out feeling. And of course, your face will need some extra moisturizing and oil, some sort of neutral skin oil, not just on your face, but the whole body would be very beneficial. There's lots of things that change as we age, and I've been sort of thinking about those. That's one of them. Self-massage is another, and boosting our energy. Let's come to stand. We're going to do some Donna Eden energy medicine, waking up the meridians. So let me see. Oh, Helen, are you on speaker view? I have to make sure that I can see. Right. Standing up tall in Tadasana. Get the sense of anchoring through your feet, base of the big toe, base of the little toe, center of the heel. Your 3-pin plug in. And we're going to take a breath, lift up the arms, exhale, keep the arms raised, but just soften your shoulders. So if lower is better for you, then work at a lower height. So inhale, extend the spine, long and strong through the upper back. Exhale, a little softer. 2 more. Inhale, reach, feel your back stiffening and straightening. Exhale, soft. Last one. Inhale, full stretch, and then lower the arms down. And now working on a little tapping, beginning under the eyes, the end point of one of our, I think this is the stomach meridian. So a couple of fingers there, lightly tapping under the orbit, the bone around your eye. Now come down just below the collarbone, slightly out from the midline. There's a little hollow there that is a good place to tap, and you can tap more vigorously here. So a good resounding thump. Now center of your sternum above your thymus gland. Once upon a time, scientists thought that the thymus became inactive as in adult years, but now they realize that there's still some residual activity. So the T cells from the thymus are the ones that generate the memory for our immune system. Side of your chest now. So right under the armpits, firm tapping. This connects to the spleen meridian. Then take your right hand to your left shoulder and squeeze, and then press firmly across down to your right hip. Left hand to right shoulder, squeeze, press firmly down to your left hip. Go again. So we're getting cross connections, cross body, right hand to left shoulder, and so on. So messages are crossing in your brain as well. Pressing down to your left hip. And we'll do something similar now, bring your palms together with heaven and earth stretch. So press your palm flat up to the sky and the other one flat towards the earth. Stretch. And then hands graze as they cross over. And extending the wrists so your palms are flat. Stretch through the side. We'll do a few like that. So just making that connection, looking down, lifting your shoulder just as far as suits you. Feel the opening in the side of your chest. And we'll do more. This time you could look up. Or you might have your hand folded over the top. Grazing as they cross and looking up. And then let it go. Just pause for a moment. Shrug your shoulders. Just let the energy sort of settle and everything finds its home, finds the flow. Now we're going to do a back arch and then a forward bend. And we're going to add a humming sound on the forward bend. So hands around your hips. Push your hips forward. So feel the action of hips coming way out in front. You can choose to take your chin down or lift it up, either way. Then release that. And now the chin comes down and we massage down the backs of the legs. Down you go, humming. And then slowly unwind, and we'll do that 2 more times. So press the hips forward, open the front of the groins, squeeze your shoulder blades together. And again, so sliding up, thumbs pressing into the pelvis, push forward. And hang loose there for a little. So arms are dangling down, neck is releasing, just soft. Allow the feeling of more length in the lumbar region. Feel the weight of your head, lengthening the neck. And then bend your knees, unwind the spine, come to stand and take a little Kati Chakrasana. We'll do a few more energy movements. Start with a massage around your abdomen. So we're pressing in quite firmly, coming up on the right, down the left. And then for the lungs, massage in the little hollow just in front of your shoulder and as the shoulder joins the chest. So dig your fingers into there. And the other side. Stand with your feet slightly wider than hips. Bring the arms together out in front. And we're going to slide the right hand along the left, across your chest to the right shoulder and turn your head right. Deep breath. And then exhale, hand slides back and the arms reach in front. And now your left hand is sliding along the right, over your chest, across to the left shoulder. Deep breath. Keep going with continuous, slow movements. Upper chest breath, turning your head right. Releasing, pulling in below the navel to help the exhale, and slow breath in. Feel the upper reaches of your rib cage. Head left. Go again. So following the movements of your arms, exhaling, pulling in below the navel, and then turning head right. Your upper chest is fully expanded. Exhaling, abdominal muscles assisting your exhalation. And turning your head away to the other side. What's happened? Ainsley's fallen out. Now she's back. Hey, can you join us, Ainsley? Okay. Ainsley. Yes, looks like Ainsley's back. Good. Do some Kati Chakrasan.
Whole thing dropped out.
Okay, well, I'm glad you've joined us. Are you on speaker?
Yes.
Okay, and I'll mute you. So let's get going now with some strengthening actions. Come down to lie on your back with your strap. I hope you have a strap or something equivalent. A belt will work perfectly well. So we're lying on our back. And before we get going, I'll just point out to you that another useful piece of equipment is one of these TheraBands. Do you know, if you've ever had treatment with a physio, they might have recommended the rubber TheraBand. That's another useful piece of equipment that you can have at home to really keep your muscles toned. But today we're going to use a strap. So come to lie down, move my battery. So I'll begin by straightening my left leg, putting the strap just looped over the right foot and pulling in strongly to the chest. And then I'm going to push out. So my shoulders are sort of providing resistance. So I'm inhaling and straightening, pushing out in front while hanging on strongly to the ends of the strap. So the leg muscles are working actively. So it's not your shoulders are tense, they're resisting the movement of the leg to generate more work, more effort. So let's do that a few times. Left leg is straight, pulling in close, and then pushing away. Pull in and push out. One more, knee to the chest, and then leg is straight. And find your limit of, how high can you raise the foot to bring some stretch behind the hamstring. So the muscle from your sit bone towards the knee, down below the knee, will be stretching out to its full capacity. Hold for a few breaths. And then let that foot come down to the floor and swap now your left foot into the strap. So we're aiming to work quite vigorously. So bring your left knee up to your chest. And you're restraining with your shoulders and arms, and then push out. Feel your glutes activated, your all the muscles of the leg and the abdominals. So knee to the chest and then push away. Liz, you're going very gently, or resting. Resting is always an option. So get the sense of the glutes working hard and the muscles of your left thigh. And we're doing lots. Push out and pull in. So we're using muscles of the shoulders and the glutes and the trunk and the leg. And then take your foot high and feel whether you have the same degree of mobility, flexibility in this side as the other or not. Hold for a few breaths. And then release. lie out straight for a moment. So with this action, we're aiming to bring a little elevation in the heart rate. So we're trying to get the body working a bit more vigorously and strengthening. So let's go again. We'll do the same. Looping over the right foot, pull in. And we're going to add a breath retention. In other words, inhale and hold the breath in. And then push, exhale. Inhale, hold the breath in. And push. 5 more. Inhale. Push. Inhale. 2. Inhale, hold. 3. Inhale, hold. 4. Inhale, hold. 5. And then your full height, lifting the heel up. And with your hamstring at its full stretch, do some pointing the toe to the ceiling, extending the ankle and dorsiflexing. So toes up to the ceiling, toes to the face. Feel your big calf muscles contracting and releasing. Toes to the ceiling, toes to the face. And then relax your leg, let go of the strap and massage. So again, we're drawing the lymph from the extremities up towards the heart. So reach up around your calf, behind the knee, drawing the lymph through the groin and up towards the heart. Reach towards the ankle, slide down behind the knee, along the thigh, the groin, and then up towards the heart, and then pause and have a rest. Okay, take your strap and we do some vigorous work with the left. So over the top of your arch, gripping around the strap, pull in and push and pull in. Inhale and hold and push. Inhale, push. 5 more. Inhale, push. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4. Inhale, 5. And then up to your maximum hamstring extension. So just relaxing the leg now with your foot to the ceiling, strap over the arch and pointing the toe to the ceiling and then pulling down towards the face. And we're generating more blood circulation in the calf with this movement and the muscles at the front of his shin. Lots of pointing and flexing. Feel how strongly you can squeeze that gastrocnemius in the calf. Calf has 2 different muscles, gastrocnemius and soleus. And now release your strap and massage. So we're drawing the lymph towards the groin and then up towards the heart. So reach up, clasp around your ankle, bring the fluid back of the knee, through the thigh, up through the lymph nodes in the groin, back to the heart. Do that twice more. So reach towards the ankle, massaging, massaging, down through the thigh, lots of lymph nodes in your groin, and then coming up towards the heart. Last one. And then pause and just put your strap to one side. So the intention in this practice is to recognize that we might need to encourage the flow of lymph, which has to be returned from your legs. But by the end of the day, there's a lot of fluid that's sort of pooling in the lower body. And these movements will assist the return of the lymph into the system. Let's encourage that further with some bridge work. So place your feet in front of your sit bones. We're going to bring the fluid from the groin up towards the circulating, where it joins the circulation near the heart. So inhale, press into your feet, lift hips and arms. Take the arms up behind, feet pressing down, hips are raised, and then gradually, one vertebra at a time, returning your arms down and your hips back to the floor. Let's go again. Inhale, pelvic floor, feet pressing down. Take your hips high and arms reaching back if that suits you, or keep your arms by your sides if you'd rather. And think about pressing gradually, one vertebra and then the next, and into your lumbar, and the pelvis comes down and the hands reach the floor. Twice more. So curling the pelvis up, arching, arching. Hips are high, neck is comfortable. Smoothly down again. This time we're going to hold the pose. So choose your arm position. You may keep your hands on the floor or reaching your arms behind. And raise the hips, forming that strong action in the back muscles, the thighs. Maintain the position for several breaths. Keep your feet firm, the 3 points of the feet pressing down. When you're ready to release, lift your heels off the floor. And you may find that enables your lower back to be a whole lot more comfortable as you come down. And then we'll bring both knees up to the chest, hands around the knees, a little rocking, rolling side to side. And then cross your ankles and we'll circle the feet. So making the feet draw a bit of a circle and feel the effect across your pelvis. And then circling in the other direction. Let your feet come to the floor. Pause. Take a rest. Observe. Notice what you feel. While we're in this position, there are various modifications of that traditional bridge pose that we can use for further strengthening. Let's try one of those. We're going to move our feet further away. So 5 or 6 or 10 centimeters maybe further away from buttocks now. We're going to do tap downs. Place your palms flat and establish your feeling of neutral spine. If you were to rock your pelvis, up and down, you would create a big hollow under your waist, and then your spine would be flat. And then I want you to find the neutral position, sort of midway between those two extremes. So do the pelvic rocking, arch up, So you're creating a big hollow underneath, and then flatten by pulling in below the navel, and then halfway, the neutral spine position. And as we do touchdowns, we're going to try and maintain that neutral spine. So take a breath in, push into feet, lift hips just a little, and then come back and touch and lift. We're doing lots of touch down and lift, touch and lift, touch and lift. Last one, touch and lift, and then release down to the floor and take your knees up to your chest and push the feet up to the ceiling. I find that really hard work for my hamstrings. So obviously they can do with a bit more strengthening. How do you find it? Let's do it a couple of times. So feet positioned further away from your regular bridge foot position. And the lift of the hips is not too much. And we're aiming to barely graze the mat and come back and lift again. So take a breath, lift the hips a bit, and then down to the floor. Touch and lift, touch and lift, touch and lift. Keep the neck comfortable. See if you can go a little higher. So we're really contracting the hamstrings with that lift. Two more. Touch and lift, touch and lift. And then hips all the way down to the floor. Both knees up to your chest. Straighten the feet up to the ceiling and massage. Massage behind from knees to sit bones. And then feet to the floor, soles together, knees out wide in Supta Baddha Konasana. Pause there. Let's apply the touch and lift principle to the adductor muscles, which are the inner thigh muscles. So maybe start with a little massage. Reach towards your knees and then sliding up towards the groin. The inner thigh, you might feel it sort of raised. The adductor muscle in this position is stretched out. And then let your palms rest on the floor. And we're going to lift the knees just 10 centimeters and go back out wide. And lift a little and then drop out wide. And lift, feel your abs engage, and then drop out wide. So we're not lifting very high. It's not much of a movement. And release. And lift up. Squeeze the buttocks, adductor muscles, and release. Last one, lift and hold just in that position. Take a few breaths, feel all the muscle activation, and then release. And let's do a few wash rags. So knees are together, tilting from one side. You know how to do a wash rag. Knees are rocking, shoulder blades rotating, massaging the lower back. One more to each side. And pause and let your body process and integrate the effects. And then please roll over to one side. I think we should do a few lift offs. That's a good strengthening action. So we're going to start in a kneeling position. I've lost my battery pack. So we're in a kneeling position with the right foot forward, fingertips on the floor. We're going to tuck the toes under at the back, lift a little, and then come back down to the floor. So lean your weight forward, push into the back foot, lift up, and then release to the floor. 2 more. Lean your weight forward, push into the back foot, and then hands come back down. 1 more, push. Maybe you can straighten that back leg. You're in a high lunge. Perhaps take your hands to your hips or out wide to steady. And then release all the way back down to the floor. Bring your knees together. Let's transition through downward facing dog. Hands on the mat. Raise the hips. Take a few powerful breaths. Feel your diaphragm in action. So deep, powerful breaths that move the belly. And then release the knees to the floor. You could pause there in a little child pose moment. And then we'll do our lift offs on the second side. So from kneeling, bring your left foot forward. Hands either side of the foot. Tuck your toes at the back. Inhale, lift and come back down. Lift a little. Oh. And let your eyes lift. So your eyes are tracking upwards as you try and lift. So that assists, it sort of helps coordinate all of the actions of lift your eyes, press into the front foot and rise up. 1 more on the left. Lift. Maybe come all the way up into a high lunge. Back leg is straight. Heel off the floor perhaps, or you could put your heel down. Spread the arms out wider. And then release. Come back down to the mat and move again into downward facing dog. Raise the hips. Lengthen the spine. Hands are pressing down. You're drawing your head towards your thighs. A few powerful breaths. Then we just walk our feet in towards the hands, little steps until you can bend your knees, gradually unwind your spine, come to stand. Roll your shoulders. Pause in Tadasana. The great enemy of the body, the factor that has most effect on how well we deal with the passing years, with, I say that aging word, is how much we move. If, the more we are stationary, the less the lymph can flow, the less our blood circulates. The heart doesn't really get that boost of increasing the rate, we need to keep moving. So factoring in regular vigorous activity, as well as the sort of smoothing out effects of yoga, is one of the really key aspects of staying well. And, you know, whilst walking up Mount Taylor would be fantastic, you don't have to go to extremes. If, you know, just working on your mat, you can get the body to work harder by applying a little resistance. So whilst yoga can be very smooth and gentle, it can also, you know, work on the vigorous, intense side and really promote movement through the body, movement of your blood circulating, movement of muscles, keeping everything in action. So, you know, besides the things that I mentioned earlier, like your oil production from your skin, the amount of movement that you have in your life is the key thing that is going to work on keeping you well. So movement can be scaled to adapt to your needs. So if you've got, you know, certain injuries or restrictions, you can move in other ways. Where are we? Let's just do a few great circle breaths. So keep everything flowing. Feet parallel under your hips, hands at the heart. Just feel how your energy is moving through the body after our short practice. And then draw the energy up and let it float out all around you. Bend your knees all the way down to the earth. Touch the earth and then gather and bring in more energy. Draw it up, 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 and press the palms up. And soften your shoulders as you flow down towards the earth and touch the ground. And you could massage up the inside legs, massage up inside legs across the belly, hands cross over your chest, lift up and press up to the ceiling, and then floating down and around, touch the earth. Massage inside legs, inside thighs, over your belly, up over your chest, hands crossed above your chest, to the shoulders, flowing along, reaching up to the ceiling. Interlock your fingers, full stretch. Keep it slow and deep. Down to the ground, scoop up some energy. Massage inside legs, up over your belly, cross over your chest to the shoulders, squeeze the shoulders, and then sliding up to elbows, hands interlock above your head, full stretch, look up, and then release, look down, soft shoulders, bring your hands in front of your heart with your thumbs interlocked in Garuda Mudra. So your hands are resting on your chest, thumbs locked together. A few breaths. And make a quick assessment. Do I have enough movement in my life? You know, at this time, we are permitted to go out for 1 hour for exercise. Make that as vigorous as you can manage. You know, if you're exercising actively, your mask can be down. So as long as you put it on again if you meet someone coming in the opposite direction along the path. But we can get up a bit of, heart rate elevation in our 1 hour permitted outside. And how beautiful is the day today? Today's the day to get out and enjoy some vitamin D. Vitamin D is another essential in your life, and it powers your bone strength and many, many other metabolic processes in the body. Come to sit. You might sit on a chair or on the floor. I'll sit on a chair so you can see me. So keep your posture upright. We're going to do some alternate nostril breath called Nadi Shodhana. It's a cleansing practice. Our nadis are our energy channels. There are three major ones called Pingala, Ida, and Shushumna. And this practice is thought to clear and assist the flow of energy in our energy channels, the nadis. We'll begin using our hands in position, and then after a few rounds, we'll rely just on our mental focus to work with the same direction of flow. So your spine is upright. Let your shoulders soften, relax. Feel a little length in the back of your neck. So slightly drawing your chin back to lengthen the neck. Enable free flow. And start by slowing down your breath. Your in-breath and your out-breath slower. Can you go slightly longer still? So for this practice, we can have Savitri or even breath, inhalation and exhalation the same. Or you could have exhalation longer. Either way. And your left hand is in a mudra. And then we bring the right hand up so that the index and middle finger rest between the eyebrows. Close off your right nostril by tamping under the nostril and inhale through the left side. Then pressing just below the cartilage with your ring finger, close the left and exhale through the right. And inhale through the right nostril. Close it off. Exhale through the left side. As you inhale, feel your spine a little taller. Close it off. Exhale right. A little softening in the back and the spine. And inhale right. Spine a little straighter. Close the right. Exhale left. We'll do another round with our hands in position. Inhale left. Lengthen. Close and exhale right. Slightly softer in your back. Inhale right side. Draw up taller. Close the right. Exhale left. Then if you wish to let the hands come back down, continue the practice with mental focus. So your attention is following the track, the path. And you visualize inhaling left up to the eyebrow center. Exhaling from the eyebrow center down through the right nostril. Visualize inhaling right nostril up to the top of that little triangle shape. Exhaling left. Do 2 more full rounds. Keep the focus. And then allow your breath to resume its natural pattern. Just sit in stillness. Sit. Just allow yourself to be. And then if you wish, move down into Shavasana. So lying flat on your mat with your blanket. Take rest. Just taking a little care with the positioning. And feeling the contact under your body, the points touching the floor. And the points that don't quite touch the floor. And noticing the nourishment that is moving through your body. Maybe in the form of extra warmth or a surge of tingling or a feeling of more opening or lightness. Perhaps expansiveness. Maybe a feeling that you're more closely in touch with yourself, with who you are, with what you need, with a feeling of resolution to take care of yourself. So make a sankalpa, a resolve. A statement in the present tense to express your commitment to taking care of yourself. Knowing for you as an individual what form that will take. And then simply be at peace with yourself. If you feel ready to move, make your breath stronger and gradually reactivate your back, your hips, small movements, and then larger movements. Take a deep stretch. So opening up the chest and then relaxing down again. And one more stretch. And then let it go. If you're ready, roll over, come to sit. And I'll return us all to gallery view. So at least I can see you. And I have here a beautiful specimen from my tree, which is laden. Because I love Mr. Iyengar's quote. I've already mentioned this to you not so long ago, but I want to expand on it. In his book, The Tree of Yoga, Iyengar equates different aspects of yoga to the parts of a tree. And just seeing a beautiful lemon, freshly picked, and the gorgeous, vibrant color elicits a reaction in my mouth. I can feel my saliva flowing because I know what the flavor of this lemon is. I drink a warm lemon drink every morning. It's like the essence of lemon is in this fruit. It's also in the leaves, but most particularly in the fruit. The character, the nature of a lemon tree is in the juice of the fruit. And Mr. Iyengar says the essence of our yoga practice is contained in its fruit. And the fruit of our yoga practice, he says, are freedom, poise, peace, and beatitude, the feeling that we are blessed or somehow uplifted or granted grace, or how can I say it, the opportunity to transform into a better defined version of ourselves. I have been practicing, well, I did my teacher training. I finished in the beginning of 2001, so 20 years ago now. But I had been practicing, off and on for years. And, for my whole career, I was in this very sort of intellectual environment of science, precision, following detailed instructions, being very super careful with hand dexterity and reading and following directions, devising experiments and following them out to the letter. So that's one form of my brain that got really well developed over the course of my career. And then 2004, I resigned and quit while I still had some energy so that I could develop another aspect of my being that I felt was neglected in that career, in that pathway. I enjoyed my career and it was very rewarding, but it didn't allow me to sort of fully blossom as a person. I was like a science, a very exact, technically competent person. And my yoga practice has, I don't know, it's sort of clarified for me who I am, what's important to me, and allowed me to be more fully, that version of myself. So the fruits of my yoga practice include moving towards a recognition of something higher in my life, recognition of my capacity to grow on many different levels. So that's my ending for today's class. And it was sort of wordy and confused, but that's the way I am. So I hope you find some fruits of your practice. And of course, the more frequently you practice, the more rapidly you acquire the fruit. And I really encourage you to do a little every day. If you'd like some help with devising a personal practice that's just right for you, then contact me and we can put together something that's just right for your needs. But doing something at least, say, 5 days a week would be great for enabling that expansion. Thank you for sharing our class today. Let's chant Om Shanti 3 times. Take a breath. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Om Shanti. I'll unmute you all and finish the recording. So let's do that.